Okay. All right, Chris. This is how you make your gumbo, so you don't mess it up like you New Mexicans do all the time. All right, you need a pot like so. A big pot. What comparison? Yeah. Okay. Has to be a pot this size. What you do is you can do it one or two ways. You can either take 2 boxes of Swanson's chicken broth, and you can put it in there and let it boil. Okay, once it comes to a boil, and you want to start with 1.5 boxes. Okay, which is going to fill it up to about right there. You let it boil. Once you let it boil, you take your roux. Okay, you're going to take a spoon, you're going to scoop it out, scoop by scoop, and stir it around until it dissolves. But you got to wait till it's boiling, otherwise it won't dissolve. If you put it all in there at one time, it's going to burn on the bottom, and it won't dissolve. The jar I sent you is a little bit smaller than this, but that one jar that I sent you is plenty for a pot this size. Okay. Now, once you get your roux dissolved, that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is to take a whole chicken, an entire chicken, okay, stick it down in the pot, okay. You take 3 bell peppers, 1 onion, what else did I put in there? 3 bell peppers, 1 onion, 1 stalk of green onions, and you dice them up, stuff them down into that chicken, okay? And you take half of that and you stuff it down into the chicken. All right, you just take the chicken, stick it in the pot. All right, then you fill it up with enough water to cover the chicken, and then you boil the chicken until it's falling off the bones, and then you take the bones out. And then you that's the best way to do it because it tastes the best. You put the chicken in there and without the bones. And dude, check out my shirt. Is that cool or what? Just saying. All right. Anyway, so either way, you want to get the chicken in there. If you use a whole chicken, you don't have to use broth, and it makes it a lower sodium gumbo. It won't keep near as long. It'll keep longer if you use regular chicken broth from the store because it has a higher sodium content. Bacteria does not like salt. Anyways, once you get the chicken cooked, then you throw the rest of your vegetables in there, which is you need 1 yellow onion, diced, 3 diced bell peppers, 2 stalks of diced celery, 3 bell peppers, celery, and 1 onion. And it's going to seem like a lot, but it's all going to cook down. And your green onions, okay, or scallions, whatever you want to call them. Then you take your, once you get your chicken in there situated, then you take your sausage and you cut it up. Thinner is better. Okay, cut your sausage up. I put rapidos in there, which is a smoked sausage. It's really good. It's done here locally. It's only partially cooked because it's real smoked sausage. The other stuff I got at the store because that's what you wanted, the andouille sausage. It's in there. You chop that up, toss it in there. It's going to be, if you use chicken breast, boneless chicken breast, you want to make it to where it's you want to kind of chop them in half, and you probably want to use about 5 pounds. They'll cook down. At first it look like they won't fit, especially if you put them in there frozen, but they'll fit. You want to put your chicken, if you use a bone-in chicken, don't put the bone-in chicken in the gumbo while the water is boiling, because then you're not going to get the stock out of the chicken. Because I'll go into it, but just look up Alton Brown making chicken stock and you'll understand why. But you want to put the chicken in cold water and then heat it up until it's boiling. You got to watch it. Once you put the roux in, whatever you do, don't put the cover on while it's cooking when you have roux in there, because what's going to happen, that roux will boil over and it'll foam, and there's no picking it off to stop it or just turning it off. It'll boil over and half your pot of gumbo will end up on your stove. So if you must cover it, I never cover mine. Cover it slightly. If you do that, you're going to end up with a disaster, like a mobile Chernobyl. I don't know what the pot. Anyways, so bottom line, get your however you're going to get your chicken in there. If you do a whole chicken, wait till the chicken is cooked and in the pot, and then you put your roux in. If you're going to do a broth, you put your broth in there, then you put your roux in, and then your vegetables and your sausage and your chicken breast, and you just let it cook. Everything all together. Oh, and your Cajun seasoning. This is normally what I use, but I couldn't ship it because FedEx is some Jew little bitches, and they wouldn't let me. Put this in there without getting a much larger container. It would have cost me an extra $50, and I already spent almost $100 on this. So, I'm gonna send you a text or something with ingredients. Well, I'll tell you. All you need is, let's see here, salt, red pepper, black pepper, and garlic. That's all this is. So there you go. But I guess it's the combination. It's really hot. It's good. If you can find this at Walmart, so be it. That's the best stuff in the world. Fuji Daddy's good. If you use Tony Chachere's, make sure you get the extra hot because it has way too much salt. Anyways, you just let it, put your seasoning in there after your chicken is completely cooked. There's no raw meat in there, so that way you can taste it as you're putting it in there to make sure it's not too hot. Cook your gumbo for at least 4 hours, 6 hours maximum. I cook mine for about 5, and it comes out the best. Don't skimp on the bell peppers. Don't skimp on the celery. Don't skimp on any of the ingredients. Bell pepper, celery, onion, green onions. Okay. Let it cook. It's going to fill up the pot to about right here. If you use a whole chicken, actually I use 2 whole chickens. Should be plenty to fill this pot up. Or 6 pounds of boneless chicken breast. It's good either way. It's better if you use a whole chicken. 2 whole chickens. But it's tedious, takes a long time if you use the 2 whole chickens, but it's worth it. It makes it taste so much better. But it tastes really good if you use 6 pounds of chicken breast. You'll just have to let them shrink and cook down before you add more. Let it cook for 5 hours. Once you're done, you put all that sausage in there. Every scoop counts all the way to the last one. It's going to be really good. Hope you enjoy it. You should, if you do it right, that whole jar of roux will do perfectly for, I'm not really sure how big this stock pot is. I have another one here, let's see, I don't know, but I have 2. And that's about it. That's how you make your gumbo, dude. It's pretty simple. Just remember, important, don't put the lid on after the roux's in because it'll boil over really bad. I've done it like spice. It's not pretty, and your house will smell like gumbo for a year. So that's it. Hope you enjoy it. Check out my shirt, man. Check it out. Isn't it cool or what?